Well, the Lionesses' penultimate game of 2022 as they face Japan. It's about to start shortly. Many have travelled out to see the European champions, the southeast of Spain. Slightly warmer weather than in England, but all the same, Remembrance Day will be honoured at the Pinatar Arena as we once again pay our respects for those who have lost their lives in conflict.
This will be followed by a period of silence that will end upon the referee's whistle.
Well, the wreaths laid by Major Paul Wilkes of the Army, Captain Stephen McGlory from the Royal Navy, and Sergeant Johnny Robinson of the Royal Air Force. And the England players in black armbands tonight with the symbol of the poppy. Well, for this Lionesses side, they're facing a Japan side who were world champions in 2011, but a long time has passed since then. They are still a talented outfit and still a side who will be represented at the 2023 World Cup. Serena Wiegmann still undefeated. Japan haven't lost in 2022. A good matchup, this one, to almost close out the year. The referee from Slovakia, Zuzana Valentova. Well, away we go, just after the knee is taken by both sets of players. They'll have another go. Away we go. England have passed every test they've been presented under Serena Wiegmann, but Karen Carney, Japan are a unique challenge in international football.
Yeah, they are. They're a quality technical team. I think it's a big test for England. I think under Wiegmann's reign, probably the hardest side we've come up against and challenged us the most was Spain, who were highly technical and really caused us some problems. So I think going into the World Cup in our preparation, this is a really vital game. We get used to it. How do we adapt? How do we solve problems? So this is a good test for England and certainly some of the young players that have come into the side today.
Also a game That's preparation for Japan and their World Cup campaign. And in their group is Spain. A lot of similarities between the way those two nations play their football. England, if there was one particularly tricky game that they played this year, it was in the Euros against that Spanish side. Beth Mead. We're looking to keep the ball early on here. Kira Walsh pretty good at doing that.
I think you mentioned Kira Walsh there, and I know she got, and rightly so, a lot of plaudits, but the Japan side will press you and hunt you in those areas, and you've already seen how key Kira Walsh is to getting out of that press. They commit bodies forward, so you have to be brave to play out, and Walsh is that quarterback, that player for us tonight.
Some pressure though from Japan. Trying to get themselves going. Miyake, she's lost it. And Russo to bear down on the Japan goal. Toon! A tester for Yamashita early on.
It's a great effort there from Ella Toon. That's where I think we'll hurt tonight. Japan just on a counter-attack, breaking forward, quick penetrating passes. It's a good effort from Tooney.
They're looking to make it tricky for Japan when they're on the ball. Just bypass Stanway. We did comment on how technically good this Japanese side are and have been. And reminder of the lineups tonight, the England side featuring Esme Morgan and Niamh Charles starting for England for the first time.
Don't think in terms of shape it's anything we probably wasn't familiar with in terms of England. Still a 4-3-3 in times. Kira Walsh is that deeper player with Toon and Stanway pushing forward in that midfield. And there's that chance there. Keeper had it comfortable there. But we'll look to play out. There's the back. The only change probably is Daly's on the right back side. And on the left, Niamh Charles will come in tonight.
Ball played out towards Mead. Winning her 50th cap tonight, Beth Mead. Symbolic achievement for her in a very successful year. Mead again to Walsh. It would be a statement from England if they were to dominate possession in this game because of the opposition. What is Japan's strength? England know they can mix it up as well. And Mead latches onto that. Japan might be exposed here. Mead slipping it through, couldn't find Kelly. Almost finding success though, England.
I think you've seen that success was a little bit more of a long ball, and I think against USA we were a bit like, can they play a little bit more longer, miss out higher presses? They might have to do that a little bit more against Japan tonight.
Yaki down the line to Shimizu. The trio of WSL players in this Japan side. And Sarina Wiegman, what a year. Still yet to lose as England boss. Only drawn a handful. Here's Endo. One of those who plays their football in the United States. One of three in this Japan side who do. Angel City FC. Bright. England already playing with confidence, as they have done for so long now.
I think that's a non-negotiable though from Sarina Wiegman. We play out, we're brave, we're bold. But I think the next element is he's adding these, maybe sometimes skipping the bigger passes, the shorter passes, sorry, and going a little bit longer. But in terms of keeping the ball, she's always been like that, whether it be with Holland, and now it's England's side, keep the ball.
Even new players coming into this side, looking to settle into that rhythm. Esme Morgan, centre-back pairing with Millie Bright. England have absentees in that area in particular. Japan can't get the ball at the moment, though. There's Bright. Now Walsh.
However, the ball seems to be moving a bit slow, Seb. I know there's been a lot of rain in the early part of the day, but it seems to be moving quite slow. And with Japan really narrow and compact, you go, can they fizz it out to wide areas a little bit quicker? But it doesn't seem to be moving for England.
Although that pass plays straight to Iwabuchi. Interesting system that Japan are playing. They don't really have a recognised striker. Iwabuchi, attacking midfielder, can play in centre midfield for Japan, almost leading the line. But they're interchanging there, weren't they? Here's Bright. Losing the ball, and Iwabuchi picking it up for Japan. Needs some support. Miyazawa is there, but it's almost the ball in. Iwabuchi found Sugita. Chloe Kelly wins the free kick. Chloe Kelly looking to find some goal-scoring form at club level after that very famous last goal she scored for England in the final at Wembley. Here's Walsh.
I think, again, credit to Japan. You can see from their shape, they're really compact in the midfield. So even England trying to find Elatoon and Stanway, it's been a little bit tricky. So they might have to go around the outside to then earn the right to play in the middle pockets.
Toon trying to the tempo there. Here's Bright. Playing that ball in towards Russo, who's just so good at holding the ball up, but Kumangai, the foul challenge in the end. I was about to say matched Russo there. That's going to be an interesting battle tonight. And the Japan manager, Futoshi Ikeda, watching on as England get on with it. Chloe Kelly. Does well, Kelly. Daly. Shot coming in. Walsh. England looking to move that ball, keep them under pressure. Walsh again, tidy feet, looking for the ball inside to Mead. And the offside flag is up, but they do look threatening already, England.
Yeah, again, down the sides. I think Chloe Kelly started it against Shimizu, and now this side there, just trying to play the through ball. Clearly offside, good decision by the official. But again, I think that's where the weaknesses perhaps of Japan are, down the sides, and that's where our strengths are. You talk about Beth Mead, you know, the form that she's been in, just keep playing to them, and Chloe Kelly.
Yamashita going long, but Japan can't really get their foot on the ball at the moment. It's not something we say too often when we see them play. There's Charles. Player can play in a host of positions. Attractive quality for an England squad. When you think about the positions that Rachel Daly's played in for England as well. Morgan. Iwabuchi not that far away. Mary Earps. A run of clean sheets before Chelsea came to town. Last time out in the WSL. 3-1 win for the champions. Reminding Manchester United what they need to do to match Chelsea's level. But Earps comfortable out from the back. Japan trying to make it difficult. Walsh moving that ball to Sugita. Endo and dig across out, looking for Iwabuchi, and Morgan got the shout.
I think that's what we were speaking about, even against USA. Seb Wrighty did a piece on it as well, that, you know, it's great that we play out, but when they're really committing bodies forward like Japan and pressing you, you've got to skip that element. Look at the screen now, there's 3 of the Japan players high pressing, 2 behind them. You might have to skip that a little bit. Every time there's a backward pass, they encroach,
England conceding a goal against the United States after Stanway was caught on the ball. A chance converted by Sophia Smith. What a play you want to give the ball away to. Japan have some very talented attacking players as well. Here's Charles. Send that ball to Kelly. Russo's in the middle, waiting for the cross. Goes in towards Russo. Kumagai got something on that to clear it, but only as far as Toon, who drags it wide.
Again, that's really good from England, getting it out wide. Shimizu was out of shape, she was a bit too far forward, and Chloe Kelly then is in a really good space and gets in a good delivery. That's where their strength will be tonight for me, down that flanks, get it to them quickly. At times, Japan are playing in a 5 and a 4, so it's a bit of fluidity, and you can really max out on that.
And England pinning Japan in again there. Okay, one of the few that plays football in Japan. It's a side actually, plays in lots of different leagues around the world. As I mentioned, 3 in the United States, 3 in England. The Roma players in the squad and 1 starting. 4th WSL player on the bench. Toon with sharp feet. Kelly. Charles. Walsh. And Toon. She felt that Kelly might be running behind her. On the same wavelength there. Ella Toon, who's signed a new contract with Manchester United.
I thought it was a really cool photo of Rio Ferdinand as a kid and then signing a new deal with Mark Skinner. It's great for the football club to retain that talent.
Stanway playing that ball in. This might break to Kelly. Putting a lot of pressure on Shimizu, who just squirms it away. They said there wasn't much doubt in our minds that Toon was going to re-sign with Manchester United. Club so close to her heart. I'll be delighted, as you say, Karen, to keep her as well. Russo. Charles. The subtle pass in towards Russo again. They have shown they've got lots of different ways they can hurt the opposition, and that suits Sarina Wiegman just fine. No real reliance on a single player, you feel, although they are still trying to fill the Ellen White void up front. Here's Bright.
I don't know, I feel like Ellen White against Japan always had an accent. I remember just every time we play, I'm sure Ellen would just always score goals. I think it was one of those teams that she absolutely loved playing against, and we just need to find someone new that really enjoys playing up top.
There's 75% possession for England against Japan. Here's Iwabuchi. Gets it out to Shimizu. Pressure from Kelly, and England not allowing Japan to settle into any sort of cycle, and they can't keep hold of it. Daly towards Mead. Nice touch from Mead to Stanway. And back to Mead. Walsh. England very comfortable on the ball at the moment. And then they give the ball away, of course. Japan can bring it away with Iwabuchi. Ball forward from Daly to Stanway. Walsh. Toon wanted that ball. Walsh put under pressure, and Japan can emerge with Hasegawa. A bit isolated, though, Manchester City midfielder. Sugita.
Again, like, at times it's really, really good how we break out, but then it's that one extra pass, and they just catch you then. And I'm not saying we shouldn't play out from the back, because I love that principle in terms of that's what we stand for as an England team in Sarina Wiegman's style. I just think sometimes maybe we can mix it up just that little bit quicker.
Sarina Wiegman has high demands of this England side. It's taken them to these new heights. But here's Hasegawa for Japan. That's a lovely ball. Shimizu, a good cover from Charles, and corner.
Yeah, Charles does really well there. Get back, reads it well. Nice little through ball, but Charles is aware of it. I think she's defensively come on leaps and bounds at Chelsea. It's taken her a little bit of time, but I think the last 6 months over the course of last season and start of this season, I think she's really come on in that defensive area and adjusting her feet as well.
Yeah, missed out on that Euro squad.
It is when I tell it, come on! I'll take, go!
Japan taking that corner short and working it well with Hasegawa, hanging it to the back post. England had the numbers there, but it was awkward, nevertheless, put behind by Mead.
It's a nice little training ground routine. I think, was it Newcastle who did it recently? That little drag back. But yeah, nicely worked. England switch on.
A creative side, Japan. Mead back there doing the defensive work. Getting there before Minami.
Just check, keep your shoulder open, right?
Kumagai in there for Japan. Hasegawa to take. Can she find the captain? Hasegawa, and it goes Earps. Didn't really get to that. Thanks to Sugita. Decent spell this for Japan. But dispossessed Sugita by Walsh. They do retain possession in the end. Iwabuchi couldn't find Miyazawa, and it'll be a free kick to England. As you said though, Karen, game just lacking a bit of pace and fluency to it.
Yeah, I do think that the pitches are playing part, but this is good by Russo. When you're in the number 9, you've come deep off a set piece, to be fair. You've got to protect it, nick a foul. That then eradicates the attack from Japan, and we can get further up the pitch. And again, we just need to be really careful in those areas, giving the ball away.
Japan was slow to settle, but they're looking like they're going to get into their groove now. Shimizu looking for the 1-2 and getting that ball back from Iwabuchi. But stuck to a task there, Charles, then gave the ball away. Hasegawa plays that ball in. England having to defend at the moment. Endo inside to Miyazawa. Back it goes to Miyake. Iwabuchi dropping off, looking to get involved. Such a talented player. Kumagai. Now Hasegawa. Shimizu. Starting to link up well here, Japan. Just a heavy touch from Miyake, but the referee will bring it back for a free kick. Is this more the Japan you know, Karen, watching now?
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to get into their rhythm a little bit, and that'll be... It's good for England to be tested. You know, I'm looking at the back line, Morgan and Charles on the same side. They're new, you know, that this is part of their development, you know, and sometimes you have to go through these matches to understand and learn, because at the end of the day, it really matters in the summer at the World Cup. But sometimes you will have to go into a lower block and defend and be hard to beat. Mary Earps has had nothing to do yet, so as long as that continues.
Hasegawa dummies and leaves it for Endo. Played forward to Kumagai. Hasegawa takes that well, strikes it well, but held by Earps. And Hasegawa, who signed for Manchester City from West Ham United, showing a little glimpse of her ability.
Yeah, I mean, they're really quick onto the second balls there on the left foot. I don't think it really troubles Mary Earps too much.
Yeah, Hasegawa saying a dream come true to join the setup at Manchester City. I'm sure that would be surpassed if she was to win the World Cup with Japan. Here's Charles. England, after watching Japan have the ball for the last 5 minutes, can England get back into their rhythm? Here's Niamh Charles. Earps to Morgan. Into Toon. There's pressure from Shimizu. Had a decent start so far, the fullback. Walsh.
I do have to applaud the defending of Japan, really. With England really struggling to get it to our attacking players. You know, Russo, Mead, Kelly, need to get them more involved. And to be fair, Japan are defending very, very well.
Bit of space here for Daly. Toon calling for the ball inside, instead it goes to Mead. Charles. Now Kelly. Kelly sends it in towards Russo. Wasn't that far away. A bit better.
It's a brilliant ball. Rightly puts a thumb up, Russo. Out to Kelly. It's looked really bright when we give the ball to her. This is the shot earlier from Hasegawa.
And Mary Earps. Seen her do that before. Wide into the path of Bright, but England still have that ball. Walsh. Just wouldn't run, might break towards Russo, doesn't. And that's tidy play from Sugita, but not so much with that pass to Charles. Toon can't work it on. Well, England do win that ball high up the pitch. You're looking to do better. Here's Sugita. Yake forward towards Iwabuchi.
It's good by Morgan, just forcing back, straight in, just coming in. This is where the pressure started from her, getting higher. This is better from England in the higher end of the pitch.
Can Japan get out? The answer's no. Daly, cheered on by travelling support. Walsh. That's a good ball from Bright, and Mead playing it in. Japan calmly work their way out of trouble. Nice football from Japan. Miyazawa, White to Endo. Get it back here, Endo. And Iwabuchi's in the middle, and England had to defend that. They got themselves up the pitch well there, Japan.
Yeah, they did. I think Kenny Luco spoke about how good Endo is. It's a good little battle between Endo and Rachel Daly.
Something for the notepad. Well, England, who've had a strong defensive record under Serena Wiegmann, have got to defend this corner from Japan. Their third of the game. Hasegawa playing it short to Endo. Hasegawa again, hangs it to the back post. Give England a chance to get out.
To be fair, again, it's another well worked. It's just the right idea, just the wrong execution then from the ball, but she was free at the back post.
Gabby George there, and Emily Salmon. Will they play a part tonight? George called up a few days ago after the injury issues that England have in defence. No Greenwood, no Williamson, no Bronze.
She offers a good solution in terms of left-sided. Left foot can come out very quick, very powerful, can also play left wing-back that we've seen for Everton this season, Gabby George.
It's the second time she's been called up. It's a late replacement. Here's Toon. Tried to get England going, but Kelly can't make that one stick. But Toon can pick up the loose ball. Plays it inside. This might work here for England. And they fashion the chance, but Japan have got the bodies back there. And once again, defended that pretty well.
Again, good feet from Stanway. We know she's got the long-range shot, but to be fair, they swarmed around her.
Saw a brief shot there of the Japan manager, Futoshi Ikeda. Won the Under-20 World Cup in 2018. Now taking charge of the senior side, facing Asako Takakura. They lost in the quarter-finals of the home Olympics. Defending England here, Chloe Kelly. Kelly, that's a lovely ball, and so close to the opener there was Alessia Russo. He might have clipped the post.
Kelly's looked really bright, and that's the benefit of having a right footer on the left-hand side. You can cut in, as she's about to do. She's been a constant threat. Great ball. It's on the 6-yard line. Has to score. Has to score, Russo. If she gets contact on it, probably just directs it too much. It's a massive chance, that. Brilliant ball.
We've seen her gobble those chances up. So many of these England players have had fantastic years so far.
I mean, to be fair to Russo, she's only just come back from her injury, so I'm judging it because I know how good she is. And I think match minutes, we have to be fair to that. I think she only came on and played 70 for Manchester United last weekend, but for her standard and the delivery of the ball and that chance, it should be 1-0, Seb.
Yeah, scoring in that game against Chelsea. Toon. Walsh. They've been quick to try and close Kira Walsh down, Japan. Of course, they know her presence in that England midfield. Bright. One of those signature crossfield balls, but that wasn't it.
I think where England maybe Serena Regan might look to say is actually Rach Daly or Niamh Charles, you can actually go a little bit higher up because sometimes they're in the back five, so you can probably afford to push on because get some overloads down the wider areas. At the moment, they're quite deep. And I think that's where we can really hurt Japan out wide and overload them.
Charles has the ball now. Stanway. An England midfield with a Bayern Munich presence and a Barcelona presence. And Stanway playing a football at Bayern Munich with Saki Kumagai. Kumagai put under pressure and losing that ball. Russo taking it on and going for goal, but Yamashita watching that all the way.
Again, Toon's onto it nice and sharp in that second phase and then finds Russo. This is the chance there. It's just a great delivery of the earlier chance of Russo. It's right on the money. It's every centre-forward's dream. Brilliant ball in. She's unlucky with that. Frustrated.
Yeah, Russo scored twice this season. Opening game against Reading and then had that injury. Scored twice for England since the Euros.
To be fair, said when she played against Chelsea, I think that's the fittest I've seen her in a while. I don't know whether being out, it's been a bit of a mini pre-season for her where she can get that fitness, that robustness that we all kind of say we needed to be a bit more durable. She looks sharp, to be fair to her.
Of course, you think about the Euros and so soon after that, the players were back with their clubs and then straight back with England. Relentless campaign. Morgan picked the pass. Not quite.
Again, I think that's the right idea. Charles getting forward, Chloe Kelly coming in, and a little bit more of a direct ball. But I think that's where, with better quality, you could probably hurt them in a different option.
One of the features, though, of Esme Morgan's game, ability on the ball out of defence. How England want to play. Toon. Think of all the different nations they faced this year. They've passed pretty much every test. Held by the Czech Republic last time, though, without scoring. Iwabuchi. Gano to Iwabuchi again. Just to get involved. So pleased just to be playing first team football at the moment. Not seen much game time with Arsenal. Calm again, Japan, but England putting the pressure on. And Toon and played across. Is this the opener? No. I think Yamashita got a touch to that to deny Beth Mead.
Brilliant save. You're right. She had a right hand to it. You've seen it set up for Beth Mead and you're thinking it's going to be 1-0. Again, England pressing really, really good. Passing in and then Toon sliding her in, and it's a strong right hand. Tries to side foot it into that corner. Beth Mead, really good right-handed save from Yamashita.
Yeah, Japan goalkeeper faced England at the last World Cup and faced Great Britain at the last Olympics. Great Britain and Northern Ireland team. Ball hung towards the back post and Millie Bright hooking it back in. And deflected wide, all a bit frantic in there. Ella Toon with the effort, another shake of the head. Ella Toon in that Olympic squad, and as we know, Beth Mead wasn't. She's made up for that since then. Yamashita. save has kept the score goalless. Half an hour played in Spain. And back to being the side in charge, or the side looking more likely to score. They've had the best chances so far.
Well, we have, yeah, you're right, Seb. You know, the Russo and the Beth Mead chance there. There was an earlier chance at Chloe Kelly putting another good ball as well.
Brights, the ball between the lines. Couldn't find Mead, but she'll get it now. She's offside. Frustrating for Beth Mead after being denied about a minute ago. Close.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision again, though. This is the chance that she had. Great ball in from Ella Toon, just sliding her in, and she's just trying to side foot it into the corner, cushion it in. It's a good save. Really good save. Yamashita.
53rd cap tonight. The goalkeeper, one of two players in the starting lineup who play in Japan. You can see by the players' expressions, it's not particularly warm in Spain this evening. And free kick. England not too pleased with that decision. Morgan's frustration clear to see. Nagano forward. Kumagai. Endo, always an outlet for Japan. That left-hand side. Washed over the bar in the end by Mary Earps. The shot from Miyazawa.
I must say, I don't know whether the audience can hear Mary Earps as like we can, but Mary Earps is a communication to her back line is absolutely phenomenal. Every little bit she's talking to every single one, orchestrating where they should be, and goalkeepers don't want to make saves, so if you get it right in front of you, which we're hearing, she's absolutely doing a brilliant job at communicating to her back line.
She's been a brilliant goalkeeper for England. Just kept in play by Kelly. Inside to Toon, who's fouled. And think about the makeup of this England side. Think about the players missing. Two of England's strongest players in the captain, Leah Williamson, and Lauren Hemp, of course, who's the sort of player who can turn a scrappy game like this in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, I think she's played probably the most under Serena Wiegmann, but again, Chloe Kelly has had an opportunity tonight, and you've got to try and take it. With Beth Mead in the form she's in, and Serena Wiegmann probably always going with Lauren Hemp, Chloe Kelly's saying, don't forget about me.
Yeah, this is indeed the first game that Lauren Hemp hasn't played in under Serena Wiegmann. To withdraw from the squad through injury. Mead. Daly digging that cross out towards Russo. It's a good header actually from Miyake. Kelly moving in on well, Walsh doing the same, getting it back. Charles will keep this alive for England. Now Russo.
Oh, I was disappointed. I thought she could have took a 1v1 in the penalty area of equality. Russo, have a go.
Oh, almost there, Kumagai. The back post hoping Yamashita was there, and she just about was. Trying to calmly play out Japan, but England's high press has proved pretty effective, but it's what England have done after that. It's just meant they haven't been able to open the scoring here. Morgan. To stride forward, spotted the gap, Morgan. It's a lucky break there, but Japan can get it away. Charles. Daly to Mead. Morgan again in towards Toon. Daly. Mead. Those quick feet to make something happen. Toon. Charles. On to Kelly. Japan marshalled that pretty well, though. But Kelly digs out a brilliant delivery. Just asking for a touch. Mead wasn't that far away, but Daly coming in and slides it in. England do get their opener. And Rachel Daly arriving to slot one home. The Lionesses in front again.
I have to say, it's a brilliant goal. Just everything about England, a lot higher up, controlling the ball. I mean, a Chloe Kelly crossing and the finish. It was coming for England.
Yeah, disappointment for Japan in the end. I can assure you the score's not 41-0.
Again, this was a brilliant ball, Chloe Kelly. Just crying for someone to get onto it, but don't just moan about it. Get back in. Beth Mead with a nice little nick to win it back. And then it's just a composed finish from Rach Daly. Left foot, side foot. It's that centre-forward role that we're used to seeing, even though she's playing at right back. That is why some people say, why not put her up front when she can finish like that with composure, left foot. But a brilliant goal, really good goal, and all round good for England.
Yeah, pretty useful for England to have someone who's normally a forward arriving in that sort of position to give them the lead. And they're looking for another one here, Kelly. And Kelly, not for the first time, putting in a ball like that that's causing a few problems.
Yeah, her deliveries. We're so used to seeing her on the right-hand side. Liam, you know, and we probably don't see the best of her crossing abilities at times, but coming in that left, cutting in, it's been right on that 6-yard line, so really, really teasing balls.
As you say, Karen, Chloe Kelly plays in Manchester City where Lauren Hemp plays. Hemp always on the left, Kelly on the right. Tonight the other side. But the goal was coming, and England did get it in the end. Here's Charles. Rachel Daly's 10th goal for her country. What a servant she's been. And England looking dangerous again. Mead inside to Walsh. Morgan. Toon. Helping it on to Russo. Try to slide it through to Kelly. Given away by Sagita.
I think that's been a bit of a shift in this dominant phase that England have had. As soon as they give the ball away, they're a bit higher, they're a bit on it, they're winning the second balls, a little bit more aggressive, and we haven't really seen Japan now in the defensive half, in their attacking half rather than the England end. So we've been a lot more higher up, and I think that's been really, really crucial for us.
Try not to look rushed, Japan, but England doing a very good job of making it difficult for Japan to pass out. And here's Sagita. Looking for the direct ball over the top. England looking for a flag, it didn't come. Iwabuchi tried to slide in Hasegawa, couldn't find it. Well, as we've seen over the past year or so, the different ways that England can hurt sides. They're a team, you know, got pace on the counter. They're a team who has to try and pass through teams as well. That's the set pieces.
And again, I think in the Euros we had a really settled side, and today we've seen.
Oh, flags up, very close.
I was just saying we've been forced into some changes, or maybe she was going to do that anyway, Serena Wiegmann. But again, it's still the same principles. Great run for Mella Toon breaking. I think she's unlucky because Shimasu on the far side, I think, is playing her on, to be honest. So it's a great run though for Mella Toon breaking through.
We've seen her do that a few times. Very effective. Hasegawa helping in onto Iwabuchi, trying to find Shimizu. Oops, into Stanway. And building a depth to this squad. The players they've got missing, giving opportunities to the likes of Morgan and Charles to start tonight. And there are a couple of uncapped players on the England bench as well. Lea Letitia, T. Robinson. Well, left by Hasegawa. Iwabuchi. Nice little moments in their build-up, Japan. And they find that cutting edge. Hasegawa looking for the short pass from Iwabuchi, gets it now. Rolls her foot over the ball, finds Iwabuchi. Nice link-up play by Shiko, Japan's creative twosome in there. Winning the free kick.
I do think it was a foul. I think Millie Bright had her arms around. Just pulling her slightly.
Good position this though for Japan.
There's no one there, you can go.
Millie Bright just checking with her coaching goal.
Great, you may as well join it. You may as well join it. There's no one there. Left!
Marriott's making sure her wall is in the right place, but will it make a difference? Because Iwabuchi has the quality, strikes the wall and behind for a corner. So the wall did do its job, and Marriott applauds it.
Yeah, they did the job, as you said. You always worry with technicians like Iwabuchi on the ball. You're thinking, we know how technically gifted they are, and to give someone a free shot in essence. But the wall was brilliant there.
It's one of the ways Japan can find a way through this England defence. It's just been so resolute.
Hold, hold. You hold, stay open. Good, 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 good.
There's a Japan corner. Got a hand to it. It's kept alive though in there. England do eventually clear their lines through Russo. And they're playing in small grounds like this though, to be able to hear the calls from the players. Always interesting. Shimizu. But no time added on, maybe a few seconds short of the 45. Either way, England's half just about, and they lead in this game. Goal scored by Rachel Daly after the Lionesses had a fair few chances in that first half to open the scoring. Have been the better side in this first half. Japan have had a couple of moments where they've looked dangerous, but maybe not enough. Serena Wiegmann's side lead again at a break in an international match. Half-time, England 1, Japan 0.
Hello Red Roses, you're playing a final. That's really incredible. You're playing New Zealand in their home soil. I would like to wish you very, very good luck. Hopefully you enjoy it too, but make sure you give everything and work together as a team. Good luck, and I would say bring it home.
Excellent. She always knows what to say. And she's a winner, so they might need to look at that message and think, I'm going to get some inspiration from that. OK, what's she going to be saying to her team at half-time? They come back out on the pitch now. 1-0 as it stands at the moment for the Lionesses. What do you think, Ryan?
Probably more of the same. I think we should be a couple more goals up. I'm looking at Japan. I'm not seeing where the threat's going to come from, maybe a set piece or a free kick. But other than that, I think that we should very much stay on the front foot and keep putting that pressure on and get a couple more goals, make it more comfortable.
Yeah, I think our joy has come from the wide areas. You know, we've obviously shown Chloe Kelly's danger. We've got to keep doing that. You know, Japan have been quite narrow. They're playing a very narrow shape and actually have done well in the first half in stopping England playing through you know, through their team, which is why we've got to keep going out wide. But Japan, you know, haven't really had a threat. I think they could be a bit clever from set pieces, play a bit more short, because the height difference is definitely there.
Yeah. OK, Annie, Ian, thank you very much. We're going to rejoin our commentary team now. The Lionesses are leading 1-0 in Murcia against Japan. And the second half is on the way. Karen Carney and Seb Hutchinson.
Yeah, we're just seeing the goal that separates the sides from Rachel Daly in that first half. And England beating Japan at the moment, and they've had a very good record against Nadeshiko Japan over the years. That one defeat in the 2015 World Cup semi-final. A game you came on late in, Karen, a game that Jill Scott started. She's got bigger challenges at the moment, though.
She has, yeah. I wonder, did Serena play a chant or the warm-up maybe before the game? But not gonna lie, I'm thoroughly enjoying her in the jungle, Seb.
Well, England at the moment enjoying this scoreline, and second half, no changes from either side. Mary Earps. Another clean sheet on the cards. Well, Japan get us underway in the second half. Give the ball straight back to England. Looking at the statistics from the first half, the fact that England had more of the ball, more efforts on goal, controlling the game at times. Not forceful enough for you at times, though.
Maybe I've got such high expectations of the England side, you know, 24 games unbeaten. And I just think we're so good. I've always said since the Euros we should be going for world dominance. But sometimes I think we can make it a little bit easier, but Serena Wiegman's never got it wrong, and I don't anticipate her to either. But so sometimes in the press I just get a little bit worried playing out the back.
Toon. In some good positions in this game so far. Russo has gone down. I'm keen for her to get back up if she can, but she's still down at the moment. It was Ash with Hasegawa, who's limping as well. As we said in the first half, injury issues for the Manchester United forward this season.
Not sure whether she was just trod on, trying to work it out between her and Hasegawa. But thankfully she's up. As you said, Seb, it's about keeping Alessia Russo fit and building her and making her as robust as possible. But I do think she's come back sharp since a recent injury bout. She looks fit. I still think there's more levels for her to go to, which is equally exciting.
Yes, and a reminder of the England team below. No changes at half-time, so it's the side that started the game, and the first England starts for Esme Morgan and Niamh Charles. And Beth Mead's 50th cap tonight, and she came very close in the first half to marking that landmark with the opener. Instead, that was Rachel Daly. What a pass that is towards Mead. Mead taking it on. Russo getting almost a match there with Shimizu. A little yelp from Russo. Beth Mead, she's not scoring, she's not happy, that's for sure. Fantastic record. She came just one vote away, taking the same amount of votes as Alexia Putellas. So close in winning the Ballon d'Or. Not a bad year besides. Here's Walsh. Walsh just eased off it though by Iwabuchi. It's been the problem for Iwabuchi, really having options to get Japan going, but they might just do that now. Miyazawa allowed space to carry that ball on. Couldn't pick the pass to Hasegawa. And England, can they break quickly? Russo, Kelly. Toon. To Kelly again. Japan getting the bodies back. Daly. Now Walsh. And Walsh slides a lovely ball down the line to Stanway, and Stanway's ball across towards Russo. Well defended, good positioning from Kumagai. That experience read the situation.
Nice little Cruyff turn here from Rach Daly. I think, as we've spoken about, sometimes being versatile means you have to play in certain positions, and we're seeing Rach Daly playing her right back tonight, but has got the one goal that means England are leading.
Yeah, players had a decent start, to say the least. New club Aston Villa. Yamashita put under pressure. Endo. Now, Zawa, I'll get to that. And Walsh can and calmly mops things up again for England. She's done so often.
I think that's probably the issue for Japan, and why they're having to sit so deep now is there's no outlet for them. And to be fair to England, they've outpossessed them. It's something 5 or 6 years ago, it was probably the other way around, and it's a credit to the English national team now, but just keeping the ball, moving it, sucking Japan on and bang these little pocket spaces open up.
Do have nice centre forwards on the bench, Japan. Yuko Ueki has had a strong start to her international career. That's broken for Mead. And Mead, this might still break for England. There's a big block in there. Had to get the block in Miyake to deny two.
Yeah, I think she's just holding her hand up there. She might have been able to slide Russo in just that little bit earlier, but again, England really sharp on that second phase. Bounces in, and Edatoon just so sharp onto it. Good block in the end.
Yamashita congratulating the centre half in front of her, preventing England from doubling their advantage. Mead with a short corner, plays it across, and Japan caught out there but couldn't keep it down. Daly, a taste for the goals tonight though.
Yeah, it was really nicely worked, and you think with the form that she's in for both club and country, front of goal, might have expected her to hit the target. Really well worked though.
Rachel Daly scored in her last 2 WSL games against Liverpool and Chelsea. After a strong start, she scored 4 in her first 3 matches. Do have to keep reminding people that she's not a defender. By trade, is for the Lionesses. And England are away here, and Mead across just in front of Russo. Kelly's arriving! Oh, yes, she's arriving! Quite the finish from Chloe Kelly. A return to scoring ways. 2-0 England. In some fashion as well.
Oh, yeah. It's a brilliant strike. I think we're all looking, thinking, oh, we've missed the Russo chance, but any good winger comes in and senses it, that it doesn't necessarily come through, and just absolutely smashes it in.
Frustration for Japan, but England have looked dangerous in this game. Kelly this time finishing off the chance.
She's looked a threat for everybody else, but seeing if it may have been offside. Nevertheless, it's played on. You can see trying to play Russo in. I think the chance is gone, but no, Chloe Kelly smashes it with her left foot. Loads of power. Such a hard one for the keeper to save, but that's what you want. Your wingers coming in as maybe second centre forward, sniffing it out. It's a great strike. Keeper no chance.
Chloe Kelly's 3rd goal for England, and her first goal since scoring in the European Championship final at Wembley.
She's been a really big threat tonight, Seb. I think maybe in terms of her crossing, I know in the studio they mention her deliveries and such, and they're all right foot deliveries, and then coming in and that finish with her left foot.
Safe to say she's a player who doesn't mess about in the attacking third.
Again, it's been an opportunity for us, Seb, with Lauren Hemp out. This is a chance for her to say, hey, I can do a job, not just on the right-hand side, but also on the left, and give me a chance.
And while Japan haven't hit the heights of World Cup finals and Olympic finals recently, side with some talent in it, but this is a pretty strong side, pretty much as strong as they get. But I feel like England are settling into a pattern here where they feel like they can contain Japan's offense. They starting to find a way through their defense. And Walsh, dispossessed, working hard to try and win it back. Nagano inside. Sugita.
18, get up! 18, get up! Time! Come here!
And if Japan are to try and get something from this game, they'll have to do what no team has done against Serena Wiegmann's England. And that score more than once against them.
It's difficult now, Seb, because they're going to have to try and get people forward and commit more and try and have a bit more clinical edge, not just in the final third. They need to get up there first, and when you do that, then you leave the brilliant midfield of Walsh, Toon and Stanway potentially free, and this is what the Serena Wiegmann's done. She's made multiple options for us to play with or play through, and how do opposition combat that?
Only 6 of their games under Serena Wiegmann have England conceded a goal. It's quite extraordinary, the run they've been on. Still yet to lose. Draws against Canada, Spain, Czech Republic. And that goalless draw with Spain was a full-strength Spain side against a second-string England side, an experienced one, though. It's the depth that England have. Jill Scott played in that game.
Little Mole. Sorry, Seb, about to get that one in.
I doubt she's watching. Too busy with other things, eating other things. Well, Yamashita didn't do much about the 2 England goals. Made a fine save in the first half. Well, Japan trying to lay down the right outside with Shimizu, who's done pretty well. They do have numbers in this attack now. Endo, decent control. Endo flashes it. That wasn't that far away. Mary Earps was pretty calm there.
Yeah, and you mentioned it really well there. It's probably the first time we've seen them attack with numbers. Now you're seeing they're about to make a change, but this was the Chloe Kelly goal. It's a great strike, just got venom on it. Keeper's got no chance.
A weaker foot as well. As you say, no chance at all for Yamashita. But Japan are going to bring on a forward, Mina Tanaka, by a Leverkusen player. 1 in 2 record for her country. And Iwabuchi going off. So the Arsenal players' night comes to an end. Hasegawa gets the break. Nagano. It's Nagano again. England not letting them settle. They've been determined, this England side. When you think of the earlier games where people are questioning the balance of England's midfield, it's something they've really addressed pretty well. You think about in that final, the European Championships, that Germany midfield, how they just about better than them in the end. Against the United States, they certainly dominated that area. And in an area where Japan are pretty strong, tonight England haven't made it easy for them. Nakeda trying to motivate his side, trying to stay in this one. But as it stands, their own unbeaten run, 2022, could come to an end. It will come to an end. Here's Daly. Bright. Progressive from Millie Bright. And Kelly. And Mead is free at the back post. Kelly might go alone. And that's not going to trouble Yamashita this time.
So just having a giggle that Georgia Stanway giving him a look there. So Chloe Kelly should have played her in, but I must say it was a really good position there. Toon picked her in and then played it out wide. And when Kelly's in the form that she's in this game, she's always going to shoot. Just expect better from her hitting the target, giving the keeper a problem.
Serena Wiegmann seemingly liking the flow of this game at the moment, not making any changes just yet. The sides can make 6 changes with 3 intervals. We've known that Serena Wiegmann doesn't make changes for change's sake in games. She's looking for fluency in her side. Didn't make a single change to her starting lineup at the European Championships. The first time that's ever happened in any team in the tournament's history. Mead to Walsh. Mead. Stanway. It's opening up for England. Couldn't get through that shot, Russo.
Nice, really nice play from England. I think it was the right decision from Russo to hit it first time, but I think it just came at her too quick and it's a difficult one. You mentioned changes there, Seb. I think Serena Wiegmann doesn't make too many changes because you mentioned fluidity, and when you play possession-based football, you need to build connections, and that's what she does, and I think that's why she doesn't make the changes, because you have to play with each other and understand each other.
Losing Ellen White, though, has meant that has to find a new way as the ball's played through. Now, Bright might have been caught out here. Stuck tight to the task to dispossess Miyazawa. England have been good at that as well when they have been caught out. Their recovery just across the Wiegmann era has been excellent. They've had Williamson in there in bronze and Daly in that back line. Like Bright was doing it. Mead to turn provider once more. Mead was picking the pass towards Toon. Here's Walsh. There are holes in this Adeshiko defence. Walsh allowed the time to just pick her pass and stretching there Kumagai. But they are really stretching Japan. Not going to get a corner, England, and Toon let it be known that she disagrees.
It's not like Ella Toon. I think the referee did get that one wrong. Looked to me like it came off a Japan player and should be a corner, but here are the changes now, Seb.
Yeah, just when you think you're trying to contain the top players in this England front line in the shape of Messia Russo, when England able to bring on Lauren James. Doesn't really get any easier for that Japan defence, to say the least.
No, it doesn't, and I think it's a good 60 minutes for Russo coming off there. He hasn't played a lot of football in the last couple of weeks, or maybe longer, actually. So it's a smart one, and Chloe Kelly as well. Just be mindful, they've had a lot of football. Came back early for Manchester City after the Euros, playing qualifying European UEFA Champions League.
And a third cap for Ebony Salmon, who wasn't that far away. Closing the goalkeeper down there. Salmon herself A decent goal-scoring year in the United States.
I think these are two exciting players now, Salmon and Lauren James. As you said, Salmon's been really doing well in the NWSL, pacing behind, really growing, and Lauren James, really technically gifted, just pure raw talent in my opinion.
Salmon doing it at 2 clubs in the United States as well, using Louisville and Houston Dash. Current club was Rachel Daly's former club. Nagano, Miyazawa, there's Stanway. The energy and quality in that England midfield, Georgia Stanway made that position her own. After she couldn't really hold down a position in midfield at Manchester City. Essentially one of the reasons she's playing in Germany now. Lauren James, so difficult to dispossess. Many have tried. And England starting to link up well, dominating the ball, creating chances. Japan now just trying to hold on. Walsh wouldn't run for Mead because Salmon was in the way. England do have good depth in attacking areas. It's probably their strongest area. There's that Russo chance.
Just difficult there, wasn't it, to adjust your feet when it comes across you. She had the right idea to, she'd had a touch, she probably would have been dispossessed, but just couldn't move her feet quick enough.
Japan sticking to their style, not really causing England any problems. Can they do it with this attack? Nagano to Endo, and I said Daly's a forward, but she's a pretty strong tackler as well.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't enjoy training against her or playing against her. But she has a winning mentality, and that's why she's a European Championship winner and was successful in the States and doing really, really well now for Aston Villa.
Essentially, that's why she's in this England side, because as I said, it's a strong area for England up front in the wide areas and the forward areas, but you have to find a place for Rachel Daly in the team. And that's exactly what Serena Wiegmann's done, playing her at left back in the Euros, right back tonight with no bronze. And we have 2 formidable players in the full-back areas. And if one of them, as I said, isn't usually a full-back. Here's 2. Stanway. Mead couldn't get onto that, but she'll keep working till she scores. And that won't count. 2 shaking her head.
I don't know why, she just makes me laugh when she plays. I like that kind of sass in her. I think that's why she plays the way she does. But back to her football ability, I think towards the end of the first half, and particularly in the second half, the way she goes into spaces is really key. And when you play in that 8-10 role, attacking midfield, you know, just to be in behind Japan's midfield at times and to get on the ball on the half turn, that's where she really excels.
Walsh. Looking for James. Didn't quite have enough legs on the pass. Salmon can't get to that. England continue to try and give Japan no time on the ball. You think it was a conundrum that England had to get themselves out of at the Euros when Spain took the lead and held onto the ball, kept the ball so well. But they've dominated the ball in this game.
That's the position I was on about, Seb, there. I know she had to come back in front and didn't break the line as much, but it's those little spaces for Ella Toon, and they're so difficult for the opposition to pick her up.
Hasegawa, Shimizu. Hasegawa Toon is back there. Trying to keep it alive, Japan. There's always another England player there to make it difficult. Hasegawa. Seen a lot of the ball, actually. Just shrugged off it in the end. England just clear that ball away. Do you like the balance in the England midfield?
There's no reason for me to question it. I think we know the ability of Kira Walsh in that deep line midfield. I think they've tried to box her out a little bit tonight. But that's when Georgia Stanway and Ella Toon come into play. Of course, Fran Kirby isn't here. She was probably that player that started. And hopefully she's on the road to recovery, but I think Ella Toon is growing and growing. And I do like the balance of the midfield, if I'm honest.
As you say, it's good for England to have options, to have that depth in the side. So Eri Takarada going to come on and field. For Japan, also bringing on the teenager, Myoba Fujino, who is just her third cap. Talented player, they've got high hopes for her. 17 years of age. She'll turn 18 until January.
I do think, though, Seb, just off the back of your midfield question, wait for this attack.
Here's Endo. And cover from Daly.
God forbid it ever happened, but if Kira Walsh did get an injury, that would be the only question mark for me. But again, in Serena, I would still trust.
Japan take the corner short. Hasegawa, but Stanway's there. Katie Ellen might actually get a game then. Walsh has been ever present for England, really. Although there's a winded here, Stanway. Just shows there, even though she was hurt, she just made sure she cleared the ball, but even so, she needs a moment to get her breath back. A warrior in that England midfield as well. Already five yellow cards for Bayern Munich. It's 7 games. Salmon. Well, looking good for England at the moment. Over the halfway mark in the second half. And Millie Bright going long. As I said before, Japan also trying to use this game as preparation for their own World Cup campaign. They will face Spain on the 15th. And they'll face them at the World Cup as well. Costa Rica and Zambia, the other 2 teams in Japan's group. Hasegawa.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I think England have been really, really good, far superior. Probably a little bit disappointed with Japan, if I'm honest, especially in the final third, or even the build-up to that final third. But again, I'd say that's a credit to England, how good defensively are, and actually in possession, that control element that we have.
Oh, that was a lovely touch, but Millie Bright made sure the touch went nowhere. She could get a booking here. Warning from the referee, Susanna Valentova. Japan link up here, quite again. Tanaka leading the line for them, coming on as a sub. Kumagai, we get on with it here. Nagano. They break that England rear guard. Tanaka. Nagano with a snapshot. And even if England do switch off a bit, I think they'll hear Mary Earps in their ear. We've spoken about England's attack tonight, those popular figures, but that defence as well has been pretty formidable.
It has, and especially with Esme Morgan and Niamh Charles coming in, you know, and playing next to each other. And they've done really, really well.
Could have a test here, though. Tanaka. That should be a free kick. Mitchell Daly conceding it. Well, this free kick here. Can they test Mary Earps? She's making sure they can't. There's Endo. Or Hasegawa. I think it would fancy Hasegawa, but Endo might try and pick somebody out. It is Hasegawa, and Bright is there. And then the flag is up in any case. And here, a well done from Mary Earps. All she'll care about now is that clean sheet.
Yeah, clearly. That offside position came back on and caused Millie Bright to head that, so good decision.
Millie Bright, the rock at the back for England. So they have mixed the partners up with the injuries to Williamson and Greenwood, but Bright has always been there.
She's just formidable, really. Played with her at Chelsea. She's one of the hardest working, top professional, always trained 110%. And it's no coincidence that she's turned into one of the best centre-backs in the world, and probably, in my opinion, should be given more credit.
Absolutely, but has that winner's medal can never be taken away. Plenty of medals at club level as well. Chelsea side, after losing their opening WSL game to Liverpool, have won every game since. Right on the shoulder of Arsenal. Here is Bright. Morgan. To James. Hasn't had too many touches so far, but takes that ball and surges forward. Couldn't quite pick the right pass, but it breaks to Salmon. Oh, that's a clever ball. England have carved Japan open. And Ella Toone puts that one away. A third for the Lionesses, and another excellent goal for the Lionesses. And they're certainly winning this one tonight.
The subs doing really, really well in that build-up for that goal for Ella Toone. It was a tidy finish from Ella Toone. Lauren James just driving through, taking him on. I think she'd be disappointed with that pass, but look, Salmon stays alert. Nice little return pass. I don't know whether Tooney was looking for Beth Mead or whether, now I'm watching it back, whether it was a finish. I'm going to say she was looking for the goal, obviously. Yeah, she was. It's a good finish. I think it's a really nice reverse pass here from Salmon, just putting it in. Her awareness to know that Toone was there. Left-footed finish, nice little dink over the keeper.
The bench helping in the build-up, but one of the starters finishing it off. And England very much in charge on the score sheet. But still that clean sheet for Mary Earps to protect. Hasegawa, good ball. Endo, that's a decent move from Japan. One of their best of the match. Tanaka couldn't convert.
I think Morgan does really well there, comes across, staying concentrated. You're always at your most vulnerable when you've just scored, and she comes across, blocks the shot when we kind of got pulled out a little bit.
And they've had a fair few corners this evening, Japan. It's not one of the best, might still work out, but Daly sharp clearing that ball away. Salmon bearing down on that. There's enough pressure. And on a few times, Japan actually rushed to get rid of the ball there, but that's taking its toll.
I think just going off of the Euros, Seb, we had our super subs in Russo and Toon, and moving forward maybe for the World Cup, well, they of course will be looking to start, but Lauren James and Salmon coming on, are they going to be those two players that make a big difference for England and give you something different and cause a threat?
We've just seen a glimpse of that in the second half. Oh, that's a painful one. Unfortunate, actually. Tanaka at first glance. Mead is okay. Ooh, right on the Achilles. Now Japan in behind, but Gino denied. Recovery's there again for the England defence.
I think now just for the last 10 minutes, just keep that clean sheet mentality. Good block again in there, but starting to get a little bit better in the final third, Japan now, and getting numbers up there. So it's just for England to stay concentrated because they've been superb.
Yeah, sent out for Mary Earps, getting that ball out of her goal.
Yes, Ed! Yes, Ed!
Endo to take, wanting to take it short. Lauren James trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Endo, that's not a bad corner at all, and Kumagai very close to that one. Fujino digs another decent ball out into that penalty area, Nagano, but Lauren James picks it up. And once again can turn defence into attack. Carries the ball so well, Lauren James.
That's what I enjoy most, just their ability to carry the ball at big distances up the pitch. I know we are a possession-based team, but I do really like that. Just people getting the ball, driving, carrying you further on up, and now we have control again.
You say the possession's nice and all, but when you see those eye-catching moments we saw from Chloe Kelly, from Lauren James, proves so decisive in games. Walsh. Now Mead. Well, into the closing stages, and England have been impressive again. And it's not a surprise with this team. Walsh. It's interesting, though, that Japan do face Spain, having drawn them in the World Cup, but of course these fixtures were arranged before the World Cup draw. And Quirk. Salmon get to this, not quite, and it should be a free kick in the end. Shimizu. Shimizu, an impressive start to WSL life with West Ham, played in every game, and unfortunate there, actually.
Yeah, I think she is unfortunate there.
Well, Ella Toon going off, another England's goal scorers making way, and Nikita Parris, Manchester United teammate as of this season, and here is that Toon goal again. And Ella Toon, 15 goals in 26 matches for England. Quite the return from a midfielder. Keeps that up. She's going to be a key player in this England side. One of the substitutes during the Euros, but fighting to be one of the starters in Australia and New Zealand. I might just say Australia, the way the draw went. England going to be based there, it seems. Hasegawa, Shimizu. Took advantage of that slip there, battling back. Niamh Charles, England just proving too strong in defence for Japan tonight.
I think sometimes Niamh Charles makes you think the attacker's got past her and then she just finds a way, arms, legs, pace, can just manage to get back, and I think she's done really well. Like I said, the two players coming in, Desiree Morgan and Charles, have done really well.
Japan had a few chances to send crosses in. This might break, but again, there's an England body in the way. And it will be a goal kick in the end. I suppose these can always be the only sour moments, as if pick up an injury, but especially to that player.
Yeah. She's a tough cookie, though. Kira Walsh.
She's got her foot trapped in the turf. Given away by James, though. Shimizu. James is back there, trying to show she shrugged off the challenge, but he couldn't that time. And Japan pressing, pushing here for a consolation. We'll get another corner, the one area where they've dominated England in the stats. You know the standards that this England side are setting. They'll be incredibly frustrated if they were to concede. Back there, James walking out. No sense that Mary Earps is switching off here. Had 11 corners for Japan. Ball sent in. This might be a tester. Just a little touch. Ahead of Daly. Sagawa probably touched the ball more than any other Japan player tonight. One of the players we've seen slipping on this pitch. And Walsh trying to calmly bring that ball out. England haven't cleared their lines though. Shimizu struck Paris. Now James turns away from trouble, looks to get England going, but couldn't find Mead. I feel like England in this dominating position. I suppose their only test now is trying to keep their professionalism through to the end of this one, because this game is won.
Yeah, I mean, when you bring on subs, you can lose that little bit of rhythm. So you're right, it's just about clean sheet mentality. The Mary Earps has had very, very little, if anything, to do, and that's a credit to the team. Not just only the back line, but just get back the control the last 4 or 5 minutes now for England.
Here's Endo. Japan have something to cheer about. Fujino. That's blocked from Morgan. Hasegawa. Held by Earps. Easy for Earps.
I think this is what everyone loved about Earps, holding on to it in the Euros, continued it, but it's the right thing to do. They've had a little bit of pressure, just calm it down, allow the subs to get back into shape. It's a comfortable save for her there.
And the standards that this side has set is that we are scratching around for any possible weaknesses they might have. And you feel at the moment they'll go into that World Cup as the favourites. England have never really been in that position. So that just because they've beaten all the other sides who could be considered favourites, perhaps only France, who are the only side who really think will be in the mix to win the World Cup, who England haven't faced under Serena Wiegmann.
I think what France have is really tricky wingers, pacey as well.
Asagawa, Fujino, Tanaka. Asagawa again, very busy for Japan. A decent game really, all things considered. Sugita carrying the ball well. She's shown some quality in that midfield. Have to settle for yet another corner. That shows that England have defended their penalty area pretty well. So we're going to get a debut here for Jess Park on loan at Everton. Special moment for her, even though she's only going to get a couple of minutes to replace the former Manchester City player, Georgia Stanway. And it's not a debut for Katie Zellem, even though she's been in so many squads, hasn't really got a chance to get on too much. Just a 4th cap for the Manchester United midfielder to replace Kira Walsh in the Kira Walsh position. But a corner to defend. England very keen to keep that clean sheet, but here's Endo. Fine one back in the 90th minute for Japan. As well, Endo. Hasegawa and Earps holds. But England bringing on Jess Park. Defender corner.
Yeah, to be fair, but it's a good handle there by Mary Earps. Deserves a clean sheet. Just on Jess Park, I think she's brilliant, really talented. It's good to see her getting regular minutes now, which is what every young player really wants. But low sense of gravity, agile, really good feet, tricky. Again, it's an exciting player for Sarina Wiegman to come on, and as you mentioned, Zellem has been doing well for United.
No foul, picked up by Salmon. Can England put icing on the cake tonight? Oh, they can! Just seconds after coming on. What a moment for Jess Park on debut. The 4th goal for England, but more importantly, a symbolic moment for the youngster to come on and score straight away. And an inquest in the Japan defence.
It's what dreams are made of, Seb, isn't it? Subs again making an impact, and for Jess Park's brilliant. For her, the long ball, onside, I think Salmon does really well. Puts her under presses, makes it difficult. That's her strength. We see it in the NWSL. Bullies her off the ball, now it's about composure. Keeps going. Can you pick out the pass? And I thought it's just going to be behind her too much, Jess Park, but brilliant moment. Managed to get it in.
Well, what an introduction for a talented young player. And another brilliant night for England to add to the long list of brilliant nights. And a rare heavy defeat for Japan here. 2 minutes to be added on. A few more seconds to see out for that clean sheet. And Paris to Salmon. The substitutes have made their mark in this game. Japan waiting for the final whistle now. They've been well beaten. Another game, another win for this formidable outfit. Japan, the latest to lose to the Lionesses, with a very strong second half performance, in particular from Sarina Wiegman's side. Big goals in this game. Daly with the opener. In the second half, they had goals from Ella Toone, and for Jess Park, a debut goal for her. A thumping win for England. Final score, England 4, Japan 0, and the analysis after the break.